Hey YouTube, what's up? This is Boba7772, and today I'm going to be doing kind of two things in this video. One is to kind of show off my Amiibo collection, and the second thing is to kind of talk about the Amiibos themselves, because I've seen quite a bit of YouTubers talk about this, but I want to give my perspective as a fan and a collector, which I get that almost everyone else who collects these are as well. But just kind of give my 2 cents on it too. So without further ado, let's get started. So I have quite a few Amiibos. There are just a few that I'm missing. Not all rare ones. I do plan to get them all. There's like 2 commons that I'm missing, which is the Super Smash Bros. Peach and the Super Smash Bros. Bowser. And then I am also missing a couple of rare ones, and those would be from Wave 1, the Villager and Marth. From Wave 2, I am missing Pit and wow, I can't even remember them too well. Little Mac, and I believe that's it. And then from Wave 3, I am missing Shulk, but I have him on order, so I should be getting him in soon. So technically, I would say that I own Shulk. I'm going to kind of show you these guys, and I'm going to put all my favorites in a pile just on this side, and then everyone else in a pile on this side. And I'm not it's not that I don't like the ones on the pile on this side. It's just that my top favorites that there's no way I would have missed out on no matter what would be over here, or that I just got them and they have turned into one of my favorite Amiibos, just great figures. I love the character, something like that. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. First of all, we'll start with the Super Mario Bros. Mario and Luigi, or the Super Smash Bros. I'm sorry. So these two I like, but they aren't like my favorite poses. I like the Super Mario Bros. Poses of these guys much better, but I ended up getting these guys the same day I got Meta Knight, just because I think that they were having a sale maybe, or I just figured I needed them. So yeah, there are these two, which they're cool. I like them. Next are 2, and they're also extremely common. These 2 are extremely common as well. Sonic and Mega Man, 2 of the third-party ones. I believe the only other third party, and I believe I may be wrong on this, is Pac-Man, but I may be way off on that. But anyway, Sonic and Mega Man, they're both cool. I got Sonic one day when I went to Toys R Us looking for the Wave 3. I wanted DDD most, didn't find him, had to go get him online. I'll explain that in a minute, but there were only 7 of them there. I bet, and this is just an assumption, that they're, because, they come in multiples of 4, so I'm laying money that there were probably 8 of them, and one of the employees saw the 8th one, which I'm assuming is probably a DDD, and got it for himself. Because I know for a fact that there is an employee at my Toys R Us who collects these, and I also know that they can get fired for doing that. So I'm assuming that that's what happened, but I don't have proof. But that's what I'm thinking. So they had 1 DDD, like 3 Sonic and 3 Mega Man. I ended up getting the Sonic from the store, Mega Man online. I was second in line, so I gave somebody else my Mega Man. So somebody who didn't have one could get one. I thought I was being nice. But I found him online afterwards for the retail value. So I figured that was karma coming back to help me. So I'm going to put them over here too, just setting these guys over here. Next, let's see, we will do Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong. Just as the previous ones, these guys are both extremely common. There are some people who think that Diddy Kong is rare. Diddy Kong is not rare. He may have been a little bit hard to find at first, just like Sonic and Mega Man were, but Diddy Kong is not a hard Amiibo to find. In fact, I would probably label him as one of the most common. Now, these are probably my 2 least favorite ones, just because I am not the biggest fan of their characters. I haven't really played the Donkey Kong games. I want to, and I'm sure I would like them better at that after doing that. But just, as of right now, these are probably my least 2 favorite characters of the Amiibos I have. Still cool, though. It's not that I dislike them. It's just that everybody else comes before them, which kind of sounds probably bad. Alright, so next we will do Samus and Kirby, both Wave 1 figures, both pretty common. Well, Kirby's pretty common. Samus has become a little bit harder to find, but you can still find her. I mean, they have a bunch of these guys. I'm pretty sure they have a bunch of Samuses in my Toys R Us and a bunch of Kirbys. I think that they may have it at Target or Walmart or Toys R Us or something. Anyway, I know that there is at least one store in my town with an ample supply of both of these. Now, I really love these characters. I love the Metroid games. Samus is one of my favorite characters, you know, from the whole Nintendo franchise, and I absolutely love her. She is just amazing and cool, and I am really wanting to get the Samus Figma too, because as you guys know, I am a toy collector. So the Samus Figma looks awesome. I have the World of Nintendo Samus figure. Just this one looks really cool. The pose is walking. It's not my favorite pose, but it's better than a lot of them. And then Kirby is so cute. I got him the day that I got Rosalina, Toon Link, Sheik, and I think it was just those 4 that I got, maybe? I don't know. I may have gotten someone else. Who knows? Yeah, that's when I got those guys. By the way, I got the Diddy Kong and Donkey Kong the day that I got Sonic. I got all 3 of them at the same time. And then, yeah, Kirby I got there, and then Samus, I got her with Pikachu, actually, which is back there. I got them at the same time. They were like my 5th and 6th Amiibos, because I really like the characters. So yeah, still going over there. I'm going to be really picky with my favorite ones, and I'm probably going to show them last 2, or some of the last ones anyway. So next, let's do Yoshi and Pikachu. So the Yoshi one is become kind of hard to find now, just because I guess that they released a new Yoshi one and now this one's selling like crazy, and now this one's hard to find. So I don't know. I got it when it was easy to find. It was my first of the Mario Bros. Amiibos, I believe. Let's see, I got Link first, and then that one. I'll explain all this to you guys in a second of who I got first and second and all that, but I'm just trying to figure out when I got Yoshi. I did get him at GameStop, and I was looking for Fox around the same time and couldn't find Fox. I think that he may have actually been my 6th Amiibo. I'll line him up in a minute to kind of show the order of which I got these. Yeah, he was my 6th. And then Pikachu, obviously, was 4th or 5th, one of those 2, tied with Samus. So really love these characters. They're really cool characters and have always kind of held a place in my heart because I love Pokemon and I love Mario games, and Yoshi is one of the ones that I really love. I'll get the Super Mario Bros. Ones out of the way first. These are probably my least 2 favorite characters from the Super Mario Bros. Line. Not Amiibos, because this Bowser Amiibo is awesome. The Peach Amiibo is alright. It could be better, but these are cool characters, but, you know, I love Mario and everything. It's just not my favorite of the Nintendo brand. And I'm going to be honest, it's probably because I see them advertised the most, though I do have so much fun playing Mario games. Still, when you play Mario games, you barely see these 2 guys, and when I say that, I mean like New Super Mario Brothers and Super Mario Brothers, and you know, that kind of stuff, not including like Mario Party or Mario Kart, any of that stuff, because I see them racing against me all the time when I play as like Yoshi or Link or Rosalina. So yeah, I'll put those guys over there. Next, let's do Yoshi and Toad. Toad is probably my favorite one of these new Amiibos, and gonna be honest, it is because all the other ones were released. I'm not gonna lie about that, but all of the Super Mario Bros. Poses, well, at least the ones I can compare, which are these 3, Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi, are much better than their Super Smash Bros. Pose, at least to me. So I actually got Toad in the mail because I pre-ordered him from Best Buy when I thought he was going to be like uber rare. Turns out he isn't. None of these guys so far are rare. Pikachu is one of the most common too. And then Bowser and Peach are also common. I keep forgetting to say all this stuff for all of them. I'm sorry, I keep backtracking. So Toad is just awesome. I love Toad. I love playing as him. I love Toad as a character. And the reason I like Toad so much as a character, I feel like I should probably explain myself, is because my favorite Mario game of all time is Super Mario Sunshine. And I had that when I was a kid, so it's obviously for nostalgia's sake, wow, I can't even talk, but there were just Toads everywhere. There was like Sir Toadsworth, I believe that was his name, and there was Mario and Peach and different color Yoshis. I don't even think there was a green one in the game, but Toad was awesome, and I love Toad. I love playing as him in Mario Party, though now I play as Rosalina, because Rosalina is my favorite Mario character. I mean, come on, she's awesome. But, yeah, Toad is amazing, and Yoshi is also amazing. So I'm going to put Yoshi over here, and I was kind of debating on if I should put Toad with them or with my favorites, because, honestly, he's kind of the gap that bridges my favorites from the other ones that I really like, but they just aren't my top favorites. Toad is in between them. He's not one of my top favorites, but he is above all the guys in this group. So I'm gonna, go ahead and put him in my top favorites. Next we have Mario and Luigi. I got them the same day that I got everyone. Well, I got Luigi the same day I got like Gold Mario, Peach, Bowser, or no. Let me explain a little bit better. I got these three and Gold Mario at the same time. So I got all of them, and the next day I went and got him with the game, packaged with the game, and I got the Bowser. Well, I guess it was all technically the same day, but one, it was at midnight, and the other one, it was like after I went to sleep. So I started playing the game, and then Toad came in the mail. So that's kind of how I got all those guys. But these are awesome. These poses are just like legitimately great. I love them. They're so cool. Luigi and Mario are just two very iconic characters and two great characters. I love them. So I'm going to put them over here. Look at how big this pile is getting. I'm saving my favorites for last, guys. Next, I'll kind of go over some of the rare ones. We have Gold Mario here, which I was 12th in line, and luckily an employee came out like last minute and it was like only one per customer, and I'm pretty sure I saw someone grown. I don't know, that maybe not, but I had one of my friends who collects Amiibos, and then one of my friends who was just hanging out with me. We were all hanging out there. My friend who didn't collect the Amiibos obviously didn't get anything, no Gold Marios, no anything, but we just hung out there. We played our DSs, we talked. It was fun. So I got Gold Mario, and I was super excited for that, and it took me a few days. I was like, do I want to take him out of the box? I was thinking about it, and finally I did it. I mean, why would I want to keep him in the box? That'd be just silly. So next, Fox and Captain Falcon. So kind of funny story with these characters. I started looking for Fox and Yoshi at about the same time, the Super Smash Bros. Yoshi. And I went to a couple GameStops, got Yoshi, but could not find Fox anywhere. This was about the time that Fox was becoming rare. So I was like, okay, so like a few months passed, and then finally he was like on BestBuy.com, grabbed him from BestBuy.com. Not a very climatic story. However, Captain Falcon, I was hanging out with one of my friends one day. I wasn't even Amiibo hunting. My friend was like, yo, let's go to Hastings. If you guys don't know what Hastings is, it's like one of the coolest stores ever. They have a website called gohastings.com that they have Amiibos, they have like video games, music, books, they've got so much stuff, and it's like one of the coolest stores. So me and my friend go in there, and I find a Captain Falcon on the shelf, and I'm like, yes! So I pick up the Captain Falcon, and I'm holding him near and dear to my heart, because I'm like, this guy is rare, and I need him to complete my collection, because obviously I'm going for the complete collection. Currently, I'm trying to get familiarized with all of these characters' backstories in their original game, like the lore and everything, because I love lore. So I found him, and then this employee was like, who got the last Falcon? And then he like shouted from a few aisles away, and I was like, I got him. And then he came over and he talked to me and my friend, and we were talking, and that guy was really cool, and it's just really cool, the community who actually loves Nintendo and collects these things, and I thought it was really cool. So every time I look at Captain Falcon, I always think back to going to Hastings with my friend and meeting somebody else who collects Amiibos, and just having fun, because Captain Falcon was honestly probably my most interesting Amiibo story. So next, let's go with Ike and DDD. Which is kind of an odd pairing. I know you're like, why didn't you put Meta Knight with DDD? And I have reasons, but so after the day I went to get Sonic and Mega Man and DDD and only walked out with Sonic, I got Mega Man online for, you know, retail price, and then I got DDD, a Japanese version from an eBay seller in Florida for about 30 bucks. I figured it was a good deal. I collect them out of packaging. He's one of my only two not North American ones, which doesn't even matter because they are out of the box anyway. So I got him. Let's see, is there anything? Yeah, I don't even think there's anything different on the bottom of their stands. So I got him in the mail and was super excited and played the heck out of him. Now Ike, this was the day I went to go get my pre-orders on Greninja and Pac-Man from Toys R Us. I got my pre-orders for them. I met like 3 new friends in line. They were all like from the next state, which is like an hour and a half away. They drove like an hour and a half to pre-order these things. I was talking to them. I made friends with a couple of them. We exchanged phone numbers. We're gonna start, you know, playing Mario Kart, I think, at some point, because we were talking about it. It's fun to meet new people. One of my friends who I had met whenever I went to pre-order Ness and the Splatoon pack and all of that, well, I had seen him before, but this is when me and him became friends. I saw him at Toys R Us that day too, and he had offered to sell me his Ike for 15 bucks. Which was great because it was retail value for Ike, which is an incredibly rare one. Well, he had brought Ike to Toys R Us. After I pre-ordered my guys, I also got a World of Nintendo Bowser. He thought my World of Nintendo Bowser was cool, like the 6-inch figure. So he went and got the other ones. There was like 2 left and we both got one. And then we went out to his truck. He was like, nah, dude. I was like, I'll give you 20 bucks for the Ike, because he had already said retail value. I would have given him probably a little bit more if he hadn't said retail value, but he's like, no, man, not 20 bucks. What about 15? And I was like, seriously? He's like, yeah, I ordered it online, but I'm pretty sure I got free shipping. So that was just amazing. One of my good friends, or one of my friends who I met doing this, I don't think I could consider him a good friend, but this really cool guy sold me an Ike for a really cheap price, and it was a North American Ike. Obviously I took it out. I do that with mine. I'm pretty sure you know about it, but it was really cool of him to do that, and I'm really glad that he did that. So that's my story on Ike. He's actually my most recent Amiibo. I am the only one who is not a level 50 and who I have not used in Mario Party. So next is Meta Knight. Spoiler alert, all the other ones are in my group of favorites. Meta Knight is a fun story too, because I went to Best Buy. I was I wasn't the first one there, but I was the first one at the door. It was freezing that morning. There were like 2 other cars there. I went and got at the door. Everyone was like, you know, whenever people started lining up at the door, they're like, obviously you can go first. You were standing out in the cold forever, even though some of them were there since like 6 in the morning, and I was only there for like an hour before they opened or something. But my Best Buy only had a few Meta Knights, and they weren't even like, they were supposed to put out a thing on the window, and they did like, as I was leaving the store, they put out like 1 per customer for Meta Knight. But by that time they were already all sold out, which was ridiculous. However, I was the first in line. We go in and they don't say anything, and I'm like, so I turn to an employee because I'm the first one going in. I'm like, is Meta Knight like in the back with all the other Amiibos? And they're like, oh no, he's at the counter. I was like, so, okay, and I was like, so I came in the other day and they told me they'd be at that counter at the guest services, right? Which was to the right. Like when you walk in, there's 2 desks, one to the right, which is like a guest service thing, and one to the left where you pay and everything. They're like, no, it's to the one over at the checkout desk, but we only got 3 in. And everyone started rushing over there, but I was still the first one to get mine, which was good. I went back and checked the other Amiibos, ended up getting that Mario and that Luigi, and got them with Meta Knight. Was super excited and was able to get Meta Knight, so that was cool. So yeah, that's the story behind Meta Knight. Now to get to my favorites. We will do the store exclusives first. Lucario. I went to Toys R Us. I was the 3rd in line, would have been 2nd in line, but I decided to go check Target before, like, I went there an hour in advance. They weren't open. I went to go check Target, went there like 15 minutes in advance. There was some guy who had been there since like 2 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the morning, and he got his Lucario, but he was the only one who got Lucario. Our Toys R Us only got 1 Lucario in, which was absolutely ridiculous. even the people who pre-ordered couldn't get him. So I was a little bit, salty at that. So I went and got him online because Lucario is one of my favorite characters of Nintendo. I love the Pokemon series, and my main Pokemon is Lucario. I love this little guy, and he is awesome. So he is one of my favorites, and he's from Japan. I got him from Amazon. Now, for this Rosalina, I was actually able to get her in stores. Target did a really good job with Rosalina. They got about 12 of them in. We have 2 Target stores in my town. So at least the one I went to, they got about 12 of them in. I know that they got at least 12 at the other one. There were like 24 of us at the end, though. And I was able to get Rosalina because I was like the 3rd in line. I also met a friend doing this, which was really cool too. I've met, I think, like 4 or 5 friends, Amiibo hunting, which is incredible. And is one of my favorite parts of the Amiibo hunting. Sorry, side story here, because the figures are one thing, and obviously I'm a collector who loves the figures, but I've always been in these communities, like on YouTube, though I am kind of bad at socializing. But there are like people I talk to on YouTube, and there are people I talk to in Facebook groups and in like real life who share the same passions as me, and it's just so cool to see the people who share the Amiibo passions as me. So I made quite a few friends doing this, which is one of the best parts, and it makes getting up like a couple hours before the store opens and waiting in the freezing cold that much more worth it. Kind of cheesy story there, but that's how I see this Amiibo hunting, and that's why I think it's so fun. Anyway, I was able to get Rosalina because I was 3rd in line. Also got Toon Link and Sheik, which I thought were going to be incredibly rare. Super excited to get those. And I also got Kirby, and there might have been someone else, I don't even remember. So yeah, these are 2 of my favorites. They are awesome. Next, I'm going to show you Toon Link and Sheik. These are 2 more of my favorites. And how I got them was pretty much I just told you, but I'm a huge fan of the Legend of Zelda series, and from Link from the Wind Waker / Phantom Hourglass games, plus Sheik from Ocarina of Time, it was just so cool, and I believe this is the first Sheik action figure we've ever gotten. Really, really hope that we get a Sheik World and Nintendo figure. That would just like be the best ever. And then there's a Nindroid Link Toon Link that I really want, but these are just really awesome figures. Next is my 1st and 3rd Amiibo, which is Link and Zelda, both from Twilight Princess, and both very awesome. I love these characters. They are so awesome. So like the first day Amiibos came out, I was out of town actually in my state capital of Austin, Texas. And I was like, you know what, I want a Link. I'm going to collect some of these figures, not going to get them all. Look at how that changed, right? So I went and I got Link. And he was awesome. Like, the shelves were filled with ones that nobody would want, like freaking Villager. Who had ever heard of him, right? And Marth and Wii Fit Trainer. I mean, who cared about those guys, right? No. I'm very disappointed that I didn't get them, because after getting Link, and this was like before they started to become rare. They started to become like really rare around Series 3. So the Link figure, I just found him so awesome, and I'm like, I need more of them, which I will get to my story of my 2nd Amiibo, which is the Wii Fit Trainer, in a little bit. So then my 3rd Amiibo was Zelda. I remember, and here's my Zelda story, I find this so humorous every time I look back at it. So humorous I cry. Joking, but what happened with Zelda is, it was the first day Wave 2 came out, and I'm like, I need to get Zelda. Like, I was calling all the stores, making sure I could get them, because I didn't know to pre-order at this time. So I call a bunch of GameStops, and finally one of them in my mall has a Zelda. So I'm like, can you hold it for me, please? And they're like, yeah, we can do that. They were really cool about it. So I go there, and this is before I had my Wii U. I got my Wii U like Christmas that year. I go there and I start talking to the employee, and she's like, oh, do you use them for Hyrule Warriors, or do you use them for Smash Bros? I was like, mostly Smash Bros, which I didn't lie to her. I played Smash Bros at my friend's house and I actually got my Link up to a level 50 at my friend's house. I've reset a couple times since then, but I do play these guys in game. So I was like, yeah, I play them at a friend's house. And then I looked over and I saw Little Mac on the shelf, and I'm like, oh, Little Mac's cool. I was like, this is one of the ones I do want to get at some point. And I was thinking back because one of my friends loved playing Little Mac, and he set up like him being Little Mac, 6 AIs being Little Mac, and then me being my main, which was Rob. And they just they owned me. It was great. It was hilarious. Like 7 Little Macs and a Rob. But I looked at the Little Mac and I'm like, I'm not going to get him today, but he is going to be one of the next ones I get because I do want this guy. Big mistake there, right? I've never seen a Little Mac in stores again since then. However, I still would like to get 7. I would have gotten 7 Little Macs, like, quite honestly. I honestly would have gotten 7 Little Macs if they were not that rare. Like, if Little Mac was one of the most common Amiibos, I would have gotten 7 of him. Unfortunately, he became rare. Now I can't even get 1. So that was my story with these 2, and now my story for the Wii Fit trainer. I'm so glad I got her. She's one of the unicorns from Wave 1. Now, this is when Villager, Marth, and Wii Fit trainer started to become rare. Now, they weren't actually rare well, they were rare, but nothing like they're rare today to where it is impossible to find. It's just like, oh, if you walk into a store and find her, then you're incredibly lucky. So, first store I went to was Target. They had 3 Wii Fit trainers sitting there. I was like, yeah, I'm getting one. I got one, go back to the car. I'm like, Dad, check it out. These things are so rare. I was like, yeah, there's 2 others in there, but, you know, it's not like they're going to go up in value or anything. So, I'm just going to get this one. Little did I know that they did go up in value, which I wasn't gonna scalp them or anything. I'm not, you know, that kind of person who's gonna just kind of get one to keep in box and then probably get the other one just to say I have 3 of the rarest Amiibos. However, this was before they became like uber duper rare, which they are. This Wii Fit trainer is one of the I forgot what they call it, the Holy Trinity of the Wave 1. She's the least rare of the Holy Trinity, but she is my favorite of them. She is awesome. And now that I've started playing Animal Crossing New Leaf and have gotten into all these games more and learned more about Fire Emblem, I am really upset that I cannot find a Marth or a Villager yet. So yeah, that's kind of my story. I'm going to kind of give you my thoughts on these Amiibos while setting them up in order from the first one I got to the most recent one I got, kind of in order. I will stop to explain if I got some at the same time, though I kind of already went over that. So yeah, those are the ones that I like, but, you know, aren't my very favorites, and these are my very, very favorites. So what is up with the Amiibos, right? Yeah, I'm going to start setting them up. So, the Amiibo problem. Some people blame Nintendo, some people blame the retailers, some people blame scalpers, and gonna be honest here, it's probably a mix of all of them, but I do want to defend Nintendo in this argument because I see people just bash Nintendo all the time, and I don't think it's fair because Nintendo is not as guilty as everyone is making them out to be. Now, is Nintendo guilty of this a little? Yes, but I'm going to go and say that it was not their fault. And why I am saying it was not their fault was I collected Skylanders. For the first 3 games, I got almost every one of them. Not everyone, but almost everyone. And while doing that, I got this set from the first game called... well, I forgot what the set was called, but it was a multi-pack with a DLC thing, and it came with the Skylander Ghost Roaster, which was one of the rarest ones. Now, after I got this, like a few days after I got this, they just disappeared from store shelves. You could not find them anywhere. Apparently, there were some other rare ones like Warnado and Camo, which you can find now still, even though they don't really produce the first series of Skylanders anymore, they kind of do, and you can still find those too. Anyway, these became uber rare, and Activision or whoever, Toys for Bob, whatever, was like, oh wow, this is a problem, we need to get them out. And for a while, scalpers were taking advantage of this. Ghost Roaster was going for a bunch. Camo and Warnado were going for a bunch. Apparently my favorite, Stealth Elf, was incredibly rare too. Stealth Elf was one of my first Skylanders, but they were all like incredibly rare. It's like, how do you even get these guys? By the way, I'm not setting them up because I'm trying to think about the order I got them, because I am just completely like dumbfounded after the first 6. So, it took them like a little bit over a year, but they finally started getting them out in mass quantities again. You could find the Ghost Searcher set, you could find Warnado, you could find Camo, you could find the 3-pack with Warnado and Camo, and everything was good. Well, you can tell that Nintendo is starting to realize the same thing. Now, here's why I'm defending Nintendo. They sent a bunch of Marios to the shelves and barely any Marths. We're just using those 2 as an example. You can find Marios everywhere, you can barely find any Marths. Once these things started to become rare, scalpers started getting the rare ones, which were Marth, Wii Fit Trainer, and Villager, because nobody wants those in comparison to Mario and Luigi, and you know, those were the rare ones, and Mario wasn't the rare ones. They were like the common ones to find. They were the ones that were mass produced. Well, I mean, at first nobody wanted these Villagers, Marths, Wii Fit Trainers. If you did want them, you could get them. But then after they've started to become like super uber popular, they were gone. You couldn't find them. Nintendo wasn't distributing as much anymore because they figured that they really wanted to make a profit with these, and I think that they already sent out more than they thought that they were going to sell. It turns out that was a huge mistake because a bunch of people started wanting them, and I think that the main reason people started wanting them after that was because they were just so rare. And it's not, you know, it's not because I absolutely love the character Ike, he's so amazing, which there are people who are like that, because there are people who love the Fire Emblem games, there are people who love Smash Bros like to death and wanted them all, like me. I've actually started recently getting into Nintendo. I believe I've been into the game long enough to know quite a bit about it, but it always kind of dumbfounded me, whatever the word is, that people are still complaining about this. And I've seen a billion YouTube videos of people talking about this, and I am not like bashing any of these people. I'm not bashing their opinions. I'm just saying that a lot of people are putting the blame on mostly on Nintendo. Of course, some people also blame the retailers to an extent, which I do as well. I'm guilty of that, and for good reason. And then we all know that the scalpers are also a big part of this. But, you know, it's not Nintendo's fault that all of this happened. Wow, I have the hiccups. A slight case of the hiccups. No need to worry, guys. I don't think that Nintendo should be to blame for this, because they sent out what they thought they would make money on, and for the most part they were right. I mean, why should they have sent out just as many Marths as Mario? There are not nearly as many people who want Marth as there are people who want Mario. I was at a store when I was first trying to find Link. Hadn't found him yet. I was at a Toys R Us right before I went to the Target I found Link at. And there were a bunch of the common ones, plus there were like Marth, Villager, and Wii Fit Trainers. All of them pretty much except for Link. And I was like, wow, Link is so hard to find. And there was this, I'm assuming that it was a boyfriend and a girlfriend, might have been like husband and wife, might have been brother and sister, I don't know. But they were looking at him and they're like, wow, I want this Pikachu to go on the hood of their car. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. They didn't say anything about Marth. No one acknowledged Marth. No one acknowledged the Villager. No one acknowledged any of those guys. I think I'm going to start putting these. What's the order? So, yeah. Okay, I think that I got kind of the order down a little bit better now. So, I had always seen it like not as many people know about these more obscure characters than they, or not as many people know about the more obscure characters than they do about the least obscure characters, which is totally reasonable. You can't really tell me I'm wrong there that they should have sent out as many Marths as they did Marios. And in my opinion, the only reason these became popular was because they became so rare. I am probably guilted a little bit into trying to get all of them just because of the rarity part of it, but also I've grown to love these characters ever since the Amiibos. I've always played, or I don't want to say I've always played Smash. I've played Smash since I believe Brawl was the one on the Wii. I played it at my friend's house all the time and I loved it. I played as Rob. Rob was my main then. Rob is my main now. I would trade my soul to get the Rob Amiibo. But I've started looking into these characters. Now I know quite a bit more of like Ness, the villager, all the Kirby characters. I already knew quite a bit about the Zelda and Mario characters, obviously. I figured out that Wii Fitness Trainer was in the game and Amiibo because she's an Amiibo obviously because she was in the game and they're trying to make them all. But the Wii Fitness game was the top selling one of the Wii, which is crazy, but it's true. So I found that extremely, kind of interesting. Now, I started really getting into these characters. I started really liking them, really falling in love with these characters. I want to put Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong over there by each other. And, they've always just kind of held a special place in my heart. Since I've gotten into these. Now, I know that they probably hold a special place in a lot of people's hearts, so those are the people that are upset that they can't find Marth and Villager and all these guys. Well, this rarity thing only really started at Wave 3, because I heard that they were going to be rare, so first place I went, I figure I'll go like 10 minutes early to try to get there. And I was third in line getting there 10 minutes early, was not able to get one. Now for the Rosalina, I wasn't going to miss out. I figured these are really becoming rare. I need to get there ASAP. So what I did then was, I got to Target like an hour early, and then ever since then I've started getting places 2 hours early. Well, since Wave 4, these guys have become almost impossible to find, some of them. It's crazy. And it's not like the worst thing ever, but it's crazy how rare some of these guys can be to try to get. Especially since then, and I do believe that scalping has a good deal to do with it. Finally got him in the order from the one I got first to the one I got last, which I'll show you guys in a second. But Wave 4 was crazy, guys. I went to GameStop to get the Ness figure because I really wanted Ness. I wanted Robin and Lucina too. I had those guys in my order, but those guys were the ones who sold out first. I wasn't able to get those two. Was able to get Ness though, and by getting Ness, I also got the Charizard, which I also really wanted from that wave. Obviously one I would have gotten regardless of his rarity, because I think he's going to be common, but I still wanted him. So I pre-ordered those two and the Splatoon pack. I was first in line and it took over an hour and a half because GameStop had every one of their systems go online at the exact same time. So that was kind of crazy. Now with Shulk, I have him pre-ordered from GameStop. He should be coming in like any time now. He's supposed to be coming in sometime in May. I paid him off. Everything is good. With Jigglypuff, I was able to order 2 Jigglypuffs online. I love Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff is probably my second favorite of the Pokemon in this game and one of my favorite Pokemon in general. Obviously Lucario is my fave. Also, absolutely love Mewtwo, and I really love Jigglypuff. So I was like, I can get 2 Jigglypuffs. I was so excited, so I ordered them on April 8th, 2015. They were on for like a good 20 minutes before they got off. I told my friends they were on and everything, and I absolutely love that. I was able to get 2 Jigglypuffs. My friends were able to get Jigglypuffs. It was great. I was so happy I was able to get a Jigglypuff. A month later, I get an email because the card and the company were not able to work well together, and I either had like insufficient funds or there was some other problem. We called the Target thing trying to get this fixed like 5 or 6 times. It took us hours. We got information saying that, yeah, you didn't have enough money on the card to you see, we canceled it because the card couldn't hold the payment for a month, blah, blah, blah. And I was getting upset by this, like legitimately angered. And then finally we talked to some manager lady in Arizona, and she told us that it was a mistake and that we had gotten them when they had already sold out, which I knew was bull because I got in it like within the first couple minutes that they put it on the site, and they lasted for another 20 minutes. So I was upset. I pretty much raged at them. I got my dad to tell me he was upset at them too. They apologized profoundly, profusely, whatever the word is, and they said, go into store the day that they get them. So I'm fairly sure that I can get a Jigglypuff because Target's fairly good at their exclusives. I'm just going to have to get there early, which I was planning on doing anyway because I was going to grab one for a friend. But, now apparently instead of getting one loose, one to keep in packaging, and one for a friend, I'm going to have to take my friend with me to Target so we can both get one. And that way he can have his and I can have mine. Oh, this is a long video. This is practically the 40-minute mark. But I also went to Toys R Us a few hours early, and they only let us pay $1 onto Greninja and Pac-Man because they're like, we may not get them in, so if we refund you, we can just refund you your $1. So I was like, great, I'm not able to pay them off, which kind of upset me, but it was fine as long as I get it. As long as I don't get a thing like, hey, your thing's been canceled, like it was a Target, that would really upset me. So my plan is to wake up at like 5 something, or I'll probably already be awake because I'm trying to get my night schedule to where I will be awake before the hours of 5 o'clock in the morning and probably go to sleep at around the time of like 12 to 2 in the afternoon, somewhere along there, so that I can get to Target at 6, get my Jigglypuff, go straight to Toys R Us with my pre-order slip, and get my Greninja and Pac-Man. I am also hoping to find a Lucina and Robin at this part. I really want Lucina. Hopefully I can get a Marth soon because those are supposed to be re-released. My collection is slowly fulfilling because I am slowly getting everyone I need. And if you are at the top of your game right now, at the moment these are released, and you may not get them. However, Nintendo, I do believe, is making an effort to get these out better because wow, I feel really dumb. Meta Knight is supposed to be getting a re-release in the US. Same with Marth about right now. Shulk is about the same right now, so that should make it to where I only have 3 from the earlier waves I'm missing, which is Pit, which I'm gonna feel really dumb having a dark Pit but not regular Pit. That's just like gonna, I don't know, make like get my, I don't want to say OCD because I don't know if I have OCD, but that might be it. I think that I have like a slight case of OCD, and that's just one of the things that triggers it. Like, I need the main character of this game. I have like 2 other characters from the game, which is Palutena and Dark Pit, but I need the normal Pit to go with these guys. That's just gonna bug the heck out of me. It's the same thing that bugs me with, I have Ike, but I don't have Marth. Like, seriously? But that's just kind of a side thing. Marth is a really cool character. I've started just started to try to learn about the Fire Emblem lore, and I absolutely love it. But Marth is my favorite character so far from it. Once I do get my Marth, however, and my Shulk comes in, the only ones I'll really be missing are Villager, Pit, and Little Mac. I believe that's it. There might be like one I'm missing in there, but that's from like the first 4 waves, assuming that I can secure Jigglypuff that morning, that they don't cancel any of my pre-orders that I have, and that I can find a Robin and Lucina, which I think, is fairly decent as long as they ship them to the stores, because I'm going to make it a point to be one of the first ones there. I'm probably going to get there a little bit over 2 hours first, but every time I've arrived 2 hours early, I've been the first one at every place I've been to. So I still think that 2 hours early is not going to be a problem, especially I highly doubt that there's just going to be one of each, except for maybe Toys R Us. But I'm sorry, I kind of got off on a tangent there. My point is, I do believe that Nintendo is trying to restock these guys to where people can actually get them. Figures like Rosalina probably in the future, and Meta Knight, obviously, Marth. I think that like Villager just got re-released in Japan. It's crazy how rare some of these things are, but I am going to try to go after them all, and I think that Nintendo is doing a good job. Now, one thing that Nintendo could be doing probably a bit better is not making store exclusives. Now, I hold a very unpopular opinion on store exclusives, as I like the store exclusives. Now, why do I like the store exclusives? Well, the store exclusives usually have a street date on them. As Wave 3 didn't have a street date as a whole, Meta Knight, Rosalina, and Lucario all had like exact street dates. So I knew when to arrive at the store for those. I was able to get 2 of the 3 of them. I'm not counting Shulk because I didn't pre-order him and that was the only way you could get him. I pre-ordered him the second time though, so that's good. But I did end up getting 2 of the 3. My Toys R Us just sucks. So that was good, like really good exclusivity work. So I can say that Target and Best Buy are really, well, Target is incredibly good at it. Best Buy is so-so. They only got like 3 or 4 Meta Knights in. There are a bunch of us out there. I felt bad for everyone. They didn't get any DDDs or Ikes in either, which suck. Ike and DDD were practically online exclusives. I saw 1 DDD in store, and that was the morning I went to get Sonic and Mega Man. And DDD, my friend ended up getting him instead. But with Rosalina, I had great luck. There were 24 of us there, and like the last, 14 people arrived like 15 minutes to opening. So, you know, I was there 2 hours early or an hour early probably, and I was 3rd in line. So, sorry, my camera just kind of messed up there. I forgot where I was. I was probably in a story about like my Wave 3 pre-orders. Target did good with their pre-orders. There were like 12 Rosalinas, and about half of us got them. The ones who were there like at a decent time, and even a couple of people who got there like 15 minutes until we also got a Rosalina. I also, you know, getting there early was able to get Toon Link and Sheik, which was good for me because it was the only place in town that had them that day, and I really wanted them. As you can tell, they're some of my favorites. Meta Knight at Best Buy, they only had 3 of. That was absolutely terrible. The Lucario Toys R Us, they only had 1, not even to fulfill people's pre-orders. I'm hoping that Toys R Us has learned since last time, but I'm also a little scared that I'm not going to be able to get my Greninja. Next, we have Walmart. Walmart was fantastic. Walmart was as good as Target. Well, I say that our town has 4 Walmarts. I called one of them, and their entire stock, they said, was stolen. I talked to somebody who had gone to that Walmart after that. They said that him and 2 of his friends went in. They were able to find 3 of them for him, and but the other, like, 9 were stolen. One Walmart I called said that, oh yeah, Amiibos aren't popular, so we're not doing a midnight thing. I was like, it says on your official website that y'all are doing a midnight thing. And they're like, no, we're not. And I was like, okay, can I get your name and talk to your manager? And they're like, here's the manager, without giving you my name. And then the manager said the same thing, and I was like, are you going to be the manager there tonight? And he was like, no. And I was like, okay, can I please get your name? And then he was like, well, there's going to be another manager here tonight, like I told you, so we probably will have a midnight thing, which the Walmarts are supposed to know that they were having a midnight thing for this. So it was a little bit upsetting that I had to, I wasn't trying to be rude to that guy, but I needed to get my point across that they were having a midnight thing. Luckily, they found all 12 of them. They did the midnight thing there, and 12 people had them. The 3rd Walmart, still not the one I went to. I went to the last one I'm going to tell you about. The 3rd one said that, yeah, we lost all of our Gold Mario stock. All of it's just gone. So I don't know if the employees who told us that wanted them all to themselves, if somebody had stolen it. I don't know what the deal was there. The last Walmart was... it's not the best part of town, but they had all of them. We went and lined up. I was at 12th in line. I went with 2 of my friends who was the 11th and 13th in line, and the first 12 of us were able to get them. The 13th in line didn't really care for Amiibos too much, but he was there mostly to hang out. Walmart and Target were both good. I would say that Target's the best. Walmart is number 2. GameStop is number 3. And not that they're really bad, but they probably would have been higher than Walmart if this new Nest thing hadn't messed up so badly, the Wave 4 pre-orders. They need to figure out a better way to do that. After that would be Best Buy and then Toys R Us. So I'm hoping that Toys R Us redeems himself with this Greninja pre-order. The biggest problem with the Amiibos being hard to find is the scalpers. Now, as I was explaining at the beginning, they're not going to make as many Marths as Mario because everybody knows who Mario is. Not everyone knows who Marth is. Why would your grandma go out and get a Marth when she grew up, or that's a bad example. Why would your grandma go and get her kid a Marth when she has no idea who Marth is? When she could get him a Mario, she's like, yeah, my grandkids love Nintendo. They love Mario. You know, everyone's grandma knows of Mario, Donkey Kong, Kirby, and Zelda games. So obviously they'll probably know Link, Zelda, Kirby, Mario, Luigi, Peach, Yoshi, Bowser. That's a rough guess. Also, they'll probably know who Sonic, Pikachu, Mega Man are. Samus was around for a while, same with Fox, which was good because, like, I guess that they aren't as well known as the ones I mentioned just now, but they are pretty well known. Like, before I knew too much about Nintendo, I don't want to say I was a casual, but I was probably between, like, casual and hardcore, kind of making the transition. And the ones I knew about, like, this time last year were, I knew about Samus, I knew about, I knew about the Zelda thing, I knew about Metroid, I knew about Pokemon, I knew about Kirby, Zelda, Mario, all that stuff. Mega Man, Sonic, I knew about all that. Did not know about Star Fox, did not know about F-Zero, did not know about Fire Emblem, Animal Crossing. Well, I knew about them, but they weren't things that I spent my time oh yeah, I could give you details about these characters like I could do about Mario. So that is why those are the more obscure characters, and Nintendo knows this. Nintendo kind of knows the popularity. We have Mario, and then we have Link, and then we have Pikachu, then we have Samus, and then we have freaking Villager and Marth. So they know this, so they ship out less Marths because not as many people are going to buy them. And during Wave 1 and partially during Wave 2, this is exactly what happened. So Nintendo was like, yeah, there are still, Little Macs on the shelf. Somebody's going to go around and get them because we didn't send that many to stores. So we did good with our marketing. Around Wave 3, because these started picking up in price little by little, like the Little Mac and the Ike and all those. Suddenly, they just shot up and were nowhere to be found. Freaking Wii Fit Trainer, Marth, Villager, Little Mac, Pit, Ike, DDD, all these rare ones, just nowhere to be found. So their price just went up like crazy. Scalpers were on these things like peanut butter's on jelly. Best comparison of all time, am I right? So these guys started to become incredibly rare. Well, Nintendo is probably seeing this problem that people are starting to want these guys. At first, when Wave 3 was just coming out, I took it as, these guys are rare, but and people are wanting more, but it's not too bad. Well, it shortly became too bad within a matter of days. And people were complaining I can't get a Marth, I can't get an Ike, blah, blah, blah. Well, the reason y'all could have gotten the Marth, you could have gotten any of the rares from Wave 1 or 2, which I've named a billion times during this video, during the first couple weeks, but nobody really thought to do that, which I totally understand. If you're I'm going to get my favorite character now, which is Link and Kirby and Villager, and then later I'll go back and get the Wii Fit Trainer and Marth and Mario and all those guys. If you don't know how this collecting thing works, then I totally understand. But we knew that Marth and all of them would not have a long life as Amiibos because they're just not as popular characters. Once they're gone, but Mario will stay. Nintendo starts to see that. I know I'm getting very repetitive. I am very sorry about that. That's just how I talk. But Nintendo starts to see that, and they're like, oh my god, what do we do about this problem? And they're like, okay, so now they are trying to get Marths out, they are trying to get Shulks out, This is all North America. Apparently, they're going to try to start getting Meta Knights out this summer. I think that Ike's getting restocks too. So, I mean, that's really good that they're doing that. I was able to get my Shulk that way. I've really gotten into Xenoblade Chronicles now, and I'm super excited that I was finally able to order my Shulk. And then there are ones like Gold Mario, which was limited to begin with and should stay limited. It's not like, what's an example? Villager, where you need Villager to unlock the Villager skin racing suit on Mario Kart. You need Villager to actually have an Amiibo Villager in Smash Bros. Because you have Mario for that. So Mario is all over the place. Gold Mario is incredibly rare. And I see that as totally fine. That's the best kind of exclusive. And I'm sure that Nintendo sees that too. I see no reason why they should get re-release Gold Mario, because that would really kind of lower the exclusivity of him. Now with characters like Rosalina, Meta Knight, Marth, Villager, Pit, all those guys, you need them to play in game. Like, if you don't have them, then you cannot play them in their games. Villager, Captain Falcon, and a bunch of other rare ones work with Mario Kart now. Rosalina works with Mario Party, which they need to make another Rosalina amiibo for Mario Party, because I like that pose much better. But they are starting to see this problem that these game features actually need these amiibos to work. Now, they are starting to see the error of their ways. So I would say, like, in a year from now, if you are really still wanting a Marth and a Villager and a Pit and all of those guys, you'll be able to get them. Because in a year, we're at about, I wouldn't say we're at quite a year quite yet. Coming this November, it'll start to be a year that these guys were out, but it wasn't that they got super rare. I would say that they got super rare around this February, actually, somewhere between December and February. So in a year from now, next May, past February of next year, I would say that if you want a Marth or a Villager, you will be able to get one. As of right now, it is not Nintendo's fault. However, if you are still not able to get a Villager or a Marth or any of these rare guys, in a year's time, 2 years' time, something like that, then maybe Nintendo would be contributing to the problem then. As of right now, Nintendo is not the problem with these amiibos. The problem is primarily scalpers. Another thing is the store exclusivity. That's pretty much the worst thing that they've done so far. Honestly, I don't have a problem with it, but quite a few people do have a problem with it, and I totally understand that. And if you look at these guys, these plus, I believe, 5 more are all the amiibos out right now. If I had a Shulk, a Marth, a Pit, Little Mac, and a Villager with me right now, I would have every amiibo out, I believe. We're not including Wave 4, I'm talking about out in the US. But, you know, that's kind of my 2 cents on it. I've been rambling for an hour, going over all my amiibos, going over what I think the problem is, being very repetitive, so I apologize if you waited, you know, so long and were super annoyed with this video, but, you know, it's the way I do my videos, obviously, and, I really wanted to get this out that Nintendo is not at fault right now. If this problem continues after a year and a half, I don't want to say that you have to give them a year on the dot, but I would say within 2 years is a bit overranging it, but if you don't have the amiibos you want in 2 years, then that is going to be where Nintendo is making this a problem that they could easily fix by putting on their website Villagers and Pits and all these guys, and you would be able to go buy them, and then they could either produce however many or make a certain number, sell them once they're sold out, make some more, sell those, keep doing that, or just take as many pre-orders as people want to buy and then produce those afterwards, because that would be a really smart thing to do. But, you know, as of right now, I am not going to blame Nintendo for this problem at all. So that's, I guess that's pretty much it for my rant. I'll kind of go over to who I got first to last to you guys. Now, just kind of a disclaimer from Rosalina to about Fox. These may not be in the exact order, but this is pretty close. When I say exact order, I mean Fox, Lucario, the back row back there. All five, or not the back row, but from Mega Man to Fox, those guys could have been anywhere from where Yoshi to Fox is now. But yeah, here they are. Link, Wii Fit Trainer, Zelda, Samus and Pikachu, same time. Yoshi, Rosalina, Sheik, Toon Link, and Kirby all at the same time. Meta Knight, Mario, Luigi all at the same time. Sonic, Donkey Kong, and Diddy Kong all at the same time. Mega Man, DDD, Captain Falcon, Lucario, Fox, Gold Mario, Luigi, Yoshi, and Peach all at the same time, Mario and Bowser at the same time, unless you count pre-ordering Mario, because I pre-ordered him first, Toad and Ike. So that's pretty much all my Amiibos. Thank you for watching.